Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby, coming from on the grind. You know what time it is, man. It's that home edition, baby. And you understand how it's got to go down. I got to give it to y'all, man. It's outside. It's sunny. You feel what I'm saying? It's about to go down like this here. Man, it is Friday. And I got to shout out, hey, much love to my man, to my team Arsenal. You know what I mean? Got to give much love to that. So, anyway, Friday it is, man, and you know, we're pandemic still rolling, and you know how certain people say, yeah, it'll just go away. It ain't going away. Still standing strong and killing folks, you know. And I know Premier Horgan, called out Ryan Reynolds and Seth Rogen. Hey man, look here, I'm right here. I'm gonna give you the best PDA. You know what I mean? For all you young cats out there who are need to get it done and stop going out and stop getting it twisted by y'all getting this vibes by having these parties. I mean, come on, man. You gotta be sensible. But anyway, look here. There was a dude named his name was Navid Hussein. He's in Montreal, and he came up with an idea today that there's a Montreal Metro station that should be renamed, and it's named after some controversial priest, and I think it's Lionel Giroux. So this young man wants the Metro train station to be named after Oscar Peterson. Yo, Oscar Peterson, big band, born in Montreal, one block over from this Metro station. Why would you not name it after Oscar Peterson? Hey, I mean, you want unity, you want racial equality, you want racial justice. It would be a time to step up and do that. You know what I mean? And I think that Van City with that Massey Tunnel should rename it Dee's Tunnel, because that is who actually built the tunnel. So look that up. Hey man, if we're changing names, we might as well get it popping right now. But anyway, so today I'm gonna give y'all a little something, man, because I don't know how this is coming back up in the mix, but I guess in racial divide, when we have this kind of racial discontent that's happening across the world and across America because of George Floyd and everybody else who's been killed by the hands of the police. This is coming up, and it's called affirmative action. And if y'all don't know what it is, go and look that up, because there's I guess DOJ is suing Yale for affirmative action because of an Asian, I guess it's Asian American and white American. So they're taking them to court because of affirmative action. And somehow this is happening. And I guess Harvard was sued for the same thing, but Harvard won. And I don't know. So, I mean, but anyway, I mean, affirmative action, man, I mean, you think about it, it means, well, you take positive steps to increase the representation of women and minorities in the unemployment, education, and cultural form to which they were, historically excluded. So this is this is where you've got to go with the affirmative action. So that has to happen, and you can, check into it. But it's coming back up. I don't get it, but anyway, an affirmative action means that you must recruit and advance the qualified minorities, women, persons with disabilities, and covered veterans, and includes training programs, outreach efforts, and other positive steps. And these are things that you have to look into, and you have to make sure that minorities and women are getting the first dibs at these job opportunities. And it also ensures the equal opportunity for social and economic advancements, but benefits everyone through the exposure to diverse viewpoints and backgrounds. And this is the one that I want y'all to understand, where it says it does not create racial gender preferences. Rather, it merely removes obstacles to fair access faced by women and people of color. You see what I'm saying? So when you understand that one, and when I give you the arguments against, this, you'll understand. So then, there's also the perverse. There's also racial discrimination and pervasiveness in the U.S. labor market, right? And compared to white and black, compared to whites and blacks, and blacks are more twice as likely to be unemployed and earn 25% less when they're employed. So, race-based employment may be the problem, right? But so affirmative action, man, is supposed to help minorities and stop the discrimination, right? So these people who are taking Yale to school, not to school, but to court, Asian and whites, and there's many Asian Americans who are getting into schools because of affirmative action. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man, but then you have to read into there's also positive discrimination, right? And positive discrimination, it could mean that you have searched out, you cannot hire or hire somebody based on their protected characteristics or gender, race, age, or disability, or religion, or sexual orientation. So you can't actually go out and just say, I'm gonna hire you because of, you're black, you're Asian, you're indigenous, or blah blah blah. So that's positive discrimination. So you can't actually do that. So you would be found guilty, right? So like we said before, remember that you have to recruit and advance the qualified minorities, right? And this is what you have to do. So you cannot just go out and look for them and say, I'm going to hire you because of blah, blah, blah. That means you are guilty of positive discrimination. Now, the arguments, they're out there for the affirmative action, against affirmative action. And one, you already know, it basically says that it's reverse discrimination, right? And then it also destroys the idea of the meritocracy of instead of putting race as the dominant factor in admissions and hiring procedures, and then the students and people and the workers who get these jobs are not ready for the task at hand, right? So, and then there's also the harm. There's something about the harm for the harming of some of the black folks who are, they get enrolled into schools and things like that, where they say that because of the low grades and the low GPAs and whatever, you, even if you're an athlete and you enroll them into school, that there's more likely going to be a dropout, and the dropout rate is going to be high because of this affirmative action. So, but they're looking into how they can actually change that. So, man, I don't know. This is just something else that black folks and people of color, women, whoever they are, have to succumb to, you know, or you know, deal with. I mean, with race at an all-time high right now, racial discrimination at an all-time high, this is not something that should even be brought up at this moment. But I guess, I mean, what time, when can you bring it up, I guess, right? So, but looking at it, it's just unbelievable, because affirmative action helps the minority people to get jobs that they weren't able to get before because of the hiring practices of the socioeconomic reasons of some of these companies. You feel what I'm saying? So the institutionalized racism is why they brought this in. So people who are of a different color, who are thinking that because black folks or Asians or indigenous people are getting these enrollments into universities because of affirmative action. I mean, you have to look at segregation of schools, because at one point, no black person, Asian person, indigenous person could get into a school. You feel what I'm saying? And now that you have some sort of a policy that you give these people a leg up, you want to challenge it because of the color of your skin. You know, because now you think you're being racially reverse discriminated against. I mean, just look back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, of how it was for black people to try to get into universities or try to get jobs. You feel what I'm saying? So, people, look at affirmative. I don't think affirmative action is in Canada, but it may be. And if it is, you know, we have to look into it and see how it's affecting black people and minorities. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, you know, racism just doesn't end when you go to sleep. You know what I mean? Because people, we have to wake up and deal with the same crap every single day. And now they're, you know, fighting to take things away that benefits another group, because they feel it's unjust for them. You see, this is the racism at its best, man. And people, you have to stand up and fight for what you believe in, and stand up and be counted and speak. Do not let your voice go unheard. Silence is not an option. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all can look up the affirmative action and decide for yourselves how it benefits you, or does it affect you, or whatever else. I don't know. But I mean, read on it and see what's going down. You feel what I'm saying? So, because racism, like I said, does not go to bed and then you wake up the next morning and it's gone. You see what I'm saying? So we need to stop the institutionalized racism, the systemic racism, we need racial equality, racial justice. These are the things that we need to be fighting for. This is why people are marching in the NBA and NFL and MLB and all these other sports are standing up and talking about it and taking an interest in all these things that's happening. You feel what I'm saying? So we need to get it together as a people and make sure that these things come to an end. We need to stomp out racism, y'all. That's what we need to do. You understand what I'm saying? And now, for you young cats that are out there, man, that Premier Horgan wants to get in touch with, y'all got to get it together, man, because the pandemic is real. Understand that you are not unaffected. You will be affected, because even if you don't think you're going to be affected, you may infect somebody else, like one of your family members. So y'all need to wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance, do everything you can to stay safe so you can keep your family safe. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what y'all got to do. And, you know, Premier Horgan, you need to get at a brother. That's what you need to do. Anyway. Yo, man, you know who this is, man. It's your man Valentine, baby. And if you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the grind with your man Valentine.